Your loved one is showing signs of memory loss, and suddenly you're on a long, new road of figuring out the best way to care for them. But you don't have to travel that road alone. Kristen Morelli and John Berkeley have joined us to help provide direction. Kristen is the director of the Montefiore Memory Care Network, and John is a care navigator in the network. So welcome to both of you here to our show.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you for having us.
So Kristen, you have a program that helps people who are just starting this journey really on this long road that they have to hoe, and it focuses on those still living at home, right?
Correct. What we were really seeing was a lot of people coming into the facility looking for placement for a loved one, and really they could have been staying at home a little bit longer if the family really knew how to navigate the system. There's a lot of available services out there, but it can be very overwhelming for families to know what to do, who to call, what they really need, and just also understanding the disease process. So that's where we come in, and we get on board with them, and we work with them with our team, and we really educate them on the process and what services we can link them up with.
Okay, sounds like a good program so far. So John, you're a social worker. You actually begin this process with a visit to the older person's home, right?
Yes, correct, Lori. So what we like to do is we like to visit the potential client or the individual that maybe is suffering from a little bit of cognitive impairment, and ultimately determine what their level of cognitive functioning is, and where our team can help. So what we do is we really aim to do this in the most comfortable and unobtrusive way for the individual as well as their family. We want to see them in wherever they call home. So that could be a traditional home, an apartment, assisted living, or even independent living. So it's a two-person team that starts the assessment, a social worker and myself. So our social worker is working one-on-one with the client and doing a battery of cognitive assessments as well as a screen for depression, which, as we know, unfortunately
big time problem,
goes hand in hand with degenerative brain diseases. So these results can be pretty eye-opening for the family, so it's really important we get an accurate picture of that. So while the social worker is going through the cognitive assessments with the individual, I'm going through the home. I'm looking for any safety concerns from a dementia-specific perspective. Also, I'm doing a nutrition screen, so making sure they have enough food in the home, making sure they have procedures in place to keep food in the home, and also that the food they're providing is appropriate for those with dementia and easy for them to make themselves if they can do that. I'm also talking with the caregiver, the primary caregiver, to make sure that they have the correct clinical and professional services in place. So for instance, making sure they have one primary care doctor, using only one pharmacy, also speaking with, making sure they're speaking with legal professionals and financial professionals to make sure they have durable power of attorney for healthcare and finance, living will, that sort of thing. So really we want to get an accurate picture of the entire situation to determine exactly how we can help.
Okay, well, that's a lot of information. What do you do with all that information?
It's quite a bit of information. So what we do is we put together what's called a plan of care. And this is a simple document, easy to read, easy to understand, that will give you our recommendations and our findings in terms of everything I mentioned previously: cognition, nutrition, etc. And then we address our top concerns with the family so that we can focus on providing that for the individual.
Okay, and so Kristen, this is where those resources and services you talked about come into play. So how do you connect everything together?
So we've been very fortunate. We've been doing the program now for a couple years, and we've really developed a very good group of resources in the community that we partner with. So it just really is very individualized and person specific. What one person needs, the next person's going to need maybe 10 different things. You know, so we work with the different organizations, different companies, and we'll provide, if it's issues with feeding at home and meals, we'll get them set up with different meal delivery services. Sometimes it's really just need that socialization aspect and they don't know where to go. So we go out there and we go to different agencies with the different museums, with different senior centers, and we get them a specialized sort of calendar of programs. We get them transportation to it, whatever they need to stay active. And really what's one important piece of it is a lot of people at this stage do have some private caregiving at home, and not always, unfortunately, are they always trained in sort of the best techniques in working with this population. So either we will train their caregivers in different techniques for working with dementia, or we'll even recommend some of ours that we know have the extra training as well on whatever the family prefers and whatever the actual client is most comfortable with, and we'll set them up with those as well. So it's sort of varies based on the individual need, but we make sure we use the community resources that we've established and partner with.
I wish we had more time to talk about it. It sounds like a great thing to take the load off the loved ones, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, it's wonderful. The loved ones get to go back to being loved ones and not having to plan
Caregivers.
everything, and caregivers. You know,
Yeah.
we take care of that part. They get to be a spouse, a daughter, whatever it may be, and go back to that.
Which is great. Whether you're already on the road of caring for a loved one with dementia or you're just starting your journey, there is help to make the trip the best it can be. To learn more about Montefiore's Home Smart program, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Kristen and to John for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For more information on Montefiore's Memory Care Network, call 216-910-2323 or visit www.montefiore.org.